This video will put you in the top 1% of men women never say no to. Now, most men spend their whole lives trying to figure out how to get women to say yes. Truth is, there's a rare breed of men, maybe 1%, who almost never hear the word no. Women bend, they adjust, they chase. And it's not because these guys are taller or richer or better looking. It's because they know the invisible rules of attraction. Rules nobody ever taught you until now. Jessica OS here, welcome to the channel. Remember to look out for the channel name Jessica OS whenever you're watching a video that's supposedly made by me, just to be sure. If you don't see Jessica OS, trust me, it's an AI. Now, in this video today, I'm breaking down 5 secrets that separate the top 1% of men from the rest. And once you understand these, you'll realize why women say yes to them without hesitation and no longer walk away from these men who play the game right. A couple of things. Number 1, frame control, the invisible game. Now, do you know why most men get rejected? It's got nothing to do with how they look. It's not because they don't have money. It's because they keep stepping into her frame instead of pulling her into theirs. I'll explain. A frame is just the invisible set of rules that shapes an interaction, right? And whoever controls that frame controls the reality. If she teases you and you defend yourself, you just accepted her frame, right? You're already playing her game. The top 1% of men don't play that game. They flip the script. If, for instance, she says something like, "You're kind of short," the average guy will panic and start explaining himself. The top 1% guy, he'll laugh and say something like, "Well, good thing I'm not trying to be in the NBA." See the difference? One man is apologizing for existing. The other man just pulled her into his world. And here's the truth. Women rarely say no to the man who owns the frame. Why? Because stepping out of his frame feels like walking away from the fun, the uncertainty, the gravity that only he provides. Think about it. On a first date, she says, "Are you one of those guys who dates a lot of women?" An average guy might sound or say something like, "Oh, no, I promise, I'm really serious about relationships." The top 1% guy will say, "Well, it depends. Are you the jealous type?" Now, who's answering who? I mean, who's chasing who? Exactly. Attraction isn't about lines. It's not about begging for a yes. It's about being the man who defines the reality. Once you own the frame, her no doesn't even exist. In your world, it's always going to be a yes. Trust me on this. Number 2, the yes ladder effect. The yes ladder is the hidden psychology of influence. Okay, women almost never give a big yes right away. Instead, our brains build momentum through a series of small yeses, tiny agreements, and micro commitments that make the final yes feel inevitable. Think of it like a staircase. Each step she takes towards you makes the next one easier. Picture this. She laughs at your first joke. It's a tiny yes. She agrees with your opinion on, say, a movie that you're talking about. That's another yes. She leans in while you're telling a story. It's a nonverbal yes. She accepts your suggestion to grab a drink instead of coffee. That's a bigger yes. Now, by the time you lean in for a kiss, she's already kind of climbed the ladder so far that saying no feels like going backwards. It's not about manipulating her. You must learn to create an environment where a yes is the natural next step. Now, this tactic is so effective because of 3 reasons. 1, consistency bias. Humans want to stay consistent with their past behavior. If she's already agreed with you 5 times in small ways, it feels unnatural to suddenly reject you on the 6th, right? The investment effect. Each yes is a form of investment, and the more she invests, even something as small as laughing at your joke, the more she subconsciously wants to protect that investment by continuing to say yes. 3rd thing, emotional momentum. Attraction is rarely logical. It's emotional momentum. Once she starts moving towards you, it feels wrong to kind of slam the brakes on this one. Average men try to skip the ladder. They go straight for that big yes. You know, will you go out with me? Can I take you home tonight? And when she hesitates, they panic. The top 1% man knows the small yes stack. He's aware of this, right? He doesn't ask for the mansion before she's agreed to build the foundation. She doesn't say yes because she suddenly made up her mind. She says yes because you built a path where every step made the next one feel obvious, right? The man she never says no to is the man who builds the yes ladder. Number 3, the tension safety loop. The most magnetic men keep women in a constant rhythm between tension, i.e. excitement, unpredictability, spark, and safety, things like trust, stability, comfort. Too much tension will make her feel unsafe, overwhelmed, and even turned off. Too much safety will make her feel bored, like you're her therapist and not her man. The top 1% man doesn't camp in one extreme, okay? He loops them. So he gives her the thrill of the unknown, then anchors it with reassurance. Let me give you an example. So imagine teasing her playfully, and you say something like, hey, you look like the type who'll be trouble on a road trip, right? She laughs. Tension's created. Then you smile and say, don't worry, I'll make sure you get back in one piece. Now she feels reassured. Safety's been added. Or you pull back slightly when she gets too close. Tension. When you lean back in, gently touch her arm. Safety. She's hooked on the loop, right? There are a lot of things at play here, but it mostly works because of this. Emotions are felt most strongly in contrast. She feels safe because you created tension first. She feels excitement because you grounded her first. So it's very rare that a woman will say no if you get this right, because saying no will mean leaving the emotional roller coaster that she secretly craves, right? Most men give her either all the drama or all comfort. The 1% man gives her both, like fire and water, at the same time. She doesn't want to stop the ride. If this is hitting home, hit that like button right now so I know. And if you want more of these forbidden truths that most men will never hear, subscribe to the channel. I drop videos like this every week that flip the game upside down. Number 4, pre-selection and social proof. So what is pre-selection? Pre-selection is a psychological shortcut where women judge your value based off how basically other women respond to you, right? So if other women clearly find you desirable, she assumes that you're desirable even before she interacts with you. Now this is social proof in action, okay? Her brain says, if other women want him, he must have traits worth wanting. I need to find out what I'm missing. This works because women have always looked for social cues of a man's value, status, desirability, and protection. Other women's interest signals that he's safe and high value. Also, if women want him, then he's harder to get. Scarcity drives desire. She doesn't want to be left out of what others have already approved, right? Now, they would rarely say no in this instance because the yes is already decided before you speak. I mean, other women have pre-screened you. She doesn't want to be the only one who missed out. The average guy tries to convince a woman he's worth her time. The top 1% man lets her discover it on her own through the signals that other women naturally give off. That's the secret. Number 5, identity level attraction. What is it? Most men operate at a transactional level. Can I get your number? Can I take you out? Can I kiss you? Chasing small yeses, as I taught you in the beginning of this video, is one strategy. But you can level up the yes ladder effect even more if you operate at the identity level. I'll explain. The top 1% man doesn't ask for a yes to actions. He embodies a reality that she wants to join, right? She's not saying yes to a date. She's saying yes to being with him. For example, average guy will say, would you like to hang out sometime? Transactional yes. The top 1% man will casually mention his weekend plans, concert with friends, new project he's building, and she would ask, oh, can I join you? Can I come along? Why? Because he framed his life as exciting, purposeful, and maybe even rare. She's not saying yes to an invitation. She's saying yes to being part of that experience he's providing. You see, it works because identity is always bigger than transaction. Humans defend their identity. If she buys into you as a man of status, leadership, or mystery, rejecting you will feel like rejecting something big. There's also the reason of self-alignment. Once she sees herself as the woman who gets a man like him, she keeps saying yes to maintain that identity. No negotiation needed. He doesn't argue or convince. His lifestyle, confidence, and vibe sell the yes before he ever speaks or asks. In this case, women will rarely say no to you because it's no longer about the offer, it's about the man. Once she attaches her identity to being the woman he chooses, she's invested. Saying no won't feel like just rejecting him. It's like rejecting herself. All right. So why do women never say no to the top % of men? I think you figured it out by watching this video. Because he owns the frame, builds the yes ladder, keeps her hooked in the tension safety loop. He lets her discover his value through social proof. And most of all, he gets her to say yes to his identity, not just his invitations. Most men play for approval. The top 1% man plays for reality. And that's why women never walk away. Now, if you want to go even deeper into the traits women are secretly obsessed with but will never admit out loud, I've got the perfect video for you. Only 1% of men possess these 4 traits that drive women wild. You'll thank me later. Jessica OS here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.